Hey everyone, I'm the founder of Likely.AI, and if you give me just a couple of minutes, I'm really excited to talk about some things we've done with our new refresh engine and how it connects to Follow Up Boss and enables all kinds of new things for everyone that uses Follow Up Boss. Let me show you how this works. So this is a clickable demo. It'll walk you kind of through this. I'll put a link in here. You can do it yourself at your leisure when you'd like. Because it's a clickable demo, guys, you can click down here where it says demo and it'll pop up a kind of menu. So you can jump to different sections if you want to learn about different things. Now, what we're going to cover are how to connect Follow Up Boss with Likely AI. Takes 2 seconds. That's kind of the boring part. And then getting all your contacts with a single click from either a smart list or a tag into the refresh engine, allowing it to do its enrichment process, which appends phone numbers and emails and addresses and scores over who's likely to sell and distressed, and then allows you to push everything back. It's pretty slick. Second thing is all the automations. Once you have everything in here and we start to know about contacts doing certain things, you can trigger an automation to send it back to Follow Up Boss, something you've never been able to do. It would take you years and a whole bunch of geek star points to do on your own. We automate it for you, so it's pretty amazing. And then we're going to show you how, what exactly the enrichment looks like, as well as trigger an automation and see what the result is in Follow Up Boss. It'll take a couple of minutes here. I guarantee you this is something you're going to want to adopt for your business in 2023 to succeed. Get AI in your team, guys. So let's get started. First thing first, kind of click through this. Kind of, you can go nice and quick. You don't have to take very long. It's like, hello, how you doing? You want to connect. So you go to Follow Up Boss in your account. You go to your API, your admin API section. You click create an API key. You hit copy one time, call it something, come back to your Likely account, literally click right there, paste, and hit update. That's it. Now your two accounts are connected. You can't break anything. Don't worry about when you do it. It is super simple, guys. Okay? I know some people get freaked out. Hell, I got freaked out first time I was thinking about APIs and how do you connect stuff, and oh, this is too confusing. Literally, it's a copy on one side and a paste on the other side. You can't break anything. So the next thing is, now once your accounts are connected, you come into your imports section in Likely AI, our new refresh engine, and you click get data because now your accounts are connected. You can use an integrated app. What's awesome about this is you can literally use any one of your drop downs, any one of your smart lists, or you can use a tag, any tag you want. And then it'll pull in all the contacts from that tag or smart list directly into the refresh engine. And on import, what the thing tell you on the screen that's reading is that we then look at whatever you've given us. If you give us an address, we go find a name and emails and phone numbers and history. If you give us a name and an email, we go find phone numbers and addresses and bring it all together. If you give us a name and a phone number, we go find the emails and the phone numbers and the addresses. And it all comes together. So we truly enrich your sphere. And it happens with just a click. Now, once it starts to come in, then we say, hey, go on over and why don't you check out the automations. Automations are simple. There's a trigger. You have some trigger settings you can customize, and then there's an action when that trigger happens. Simple as that. When this happens, please do that. So the options you have is when you come in, give it a name, something easy that you remember. In this case, I think we're setting up an expired automation. So basically, every time one of your contacts, their property has been on the market and expires, this automation would fire and then do this thing, right? So since we want to set this as a property status to expired, so we select property status. Then we say, well, what do you want it to do? Well, when it's expired, we want you to send it to our CRM. And our CRM is Follow Up Boss. Now, since I made this little clickable, we also added a place we can add a tag. So I would say put a tag of expired in. And what that means is when one of your properties is expired, we are going to send back to Follow Up Boss a notification with the tag expired that updates your contact. So that way you can kick off a action plan. It's that simple. You don't have to do anything. It just starts to happen. So all these little things that you know you're missing in your database, we will catch them. We will make sure that we inform Follow Up Boss, and now you've enabled Follow Up Boss to be even more powerful. We love Follow Up Boss. We want to enable it to be even more awesome. That's it. Now you can do this for all kinds of things. Value increases, on market, off market, likely seller predictions going high, low, loan to values, if the AVM goes or the market valuation goes up or down, if a property goes on, off, expired, if a likely seller goes high, medium, low, if it's a new likely, I mean, on and on and on. There's so many things you can do. And you have all these amazing touch points that before just weren't possible. I mean, just to be really honest, I mean, we were able to do automations within CRMs based upon things that already doing with your system, like the open emails or hitting your website. But now this gets so far in front of it, and it triggers all kinds of things, both from our AI predictions as well as things that are just happening, some events that are happening with your contacts. So enough getting off my my little stool there and back to it. So now that you understand that it's super simple to connect your account, you can bring your contacts in with a tag or a smart list. You can set up an automation with 3 steps, and you can set up as many as you want. You can even have it send an email. So if you don't want to send it to Follow Up Boss because you have a print provider who's doing something for you, you can have it send an email to a print provider with all this information. So let's say maybe an expired date to do it, send a postcard right away. Or maybe a new sold property, like to send a welcome to the neighborhood postcard. You can do that right from here, easily. Now, I spoke earlier about enriching your contacts. What exactly does that mean? Let's go back. Now that our contacts are imported, we're going to take a look at one contact and see what was provided, what was found and appended, and then we're going to even set an automation and send it over to Follow Up Boss. So in this example, you can see we have Sally Armstrong, who, let's take a look and see. So we brought her in through Follow Up Boss, and we can look at her details over here. So we provided a name, email, and phone number for her. So it looks like maybe a pretty decent lead form. And then from that, we went out and found an address, but not just one address. And that is the address that you kind of see up here with the picture and a score and, you know, number, beds, baths, square footage, and last sold, all that kind of good jazz, you know, the distress score, everything. But we also tell you owner information. Sorry, guys, blurred out a little bit because, you know, privacy things. And then we take it one step even further than that. And all this gets pushed back to Follow Up Boss. So you can use it for ISAs or email campaigns or whatnot. Is we then say, well, what else? Maybe you don't know about this contact. Let's give you the history of where this information you provided us has been associated to and when it was associated. So you can almost see where they've lived or other properties they may own or somehow they're affiliated with. This is great if you're looking for investors that might have multiple properties, if you're looking at someone that probably maybe has either a second home or you can see moving patterns with them, kind of some interesting things. Same thing with phone numbers. And we give you the last seen date. So that's like the most recent time that set of information you gave us was associated with that property based through all of our networks. And then we give you phone numbers and emails and on. So, I mean, guys, you get a full refresh here of all the information on your contacts. So now that you have all this great information, you can also trigger automations manually within the refresh engine. How do you do that? Well, you just set a tag. So in the automation section, you would set a tag that says, when you do this, do that. In this case, I think we did a high value seller, right? So we would add that tag and boom, it triggered the automation. And so right now it is sending that over to Follow Up Boss. Let's see what it looks like. There it is. Sally Armstrong, excuse me. She came in. Yes. A few seconds ago. High value seller. There it is. There's the tag. Now let's go click into the details. So you can see we brought over all the phone numbers and emails and different addresses that were associated with her. So you have all of this information now in Follow Boss. We also bring in all of this information in the center. Basically, we didn't know where to stick it, and we thought that you'd find value in it. So you had a full review of like everything about this contact and the property that they're in. But that's another thing. So once we have all that information in here, you can also see that we've added the tag. And what's so valuable about this is you can trigger your action plans based on a tag. So create a unique tag that every time that automation happens, it gets pushed to Follow Up Boss, and then an action plan is started. And it looks like we have an action plan. Yep, seller lead drip campaigns already running. So it saw that high value seller and started them on a drip campaign that you built just to follow up whenever there's that tag in Likely AI. The final thing is we do bring in some additional custom fields for you. These are always expanding and changing as requests from our users come in. But right now it's sold date and refresh date and skip traced and with the likely seller score and on and on. So there is an endless amount of information that we can provide. We've limited it down to what we believe is the most actionable. That is both AI driven as well as event driven. It's pretty powerful, guys. And I guess I got ahead of myself. Now we're talking about that center section. So yeah, we do provide all this additional information, financing and everything else. So, as a founder, I like to showcase what we do because I'm proud of what the team has built. We would love to work with you. Come check us out at Likely.AI. You can learn more about our new refresh engine that will continually enrich, predict, and automate all of your contacts so you don't miss anything in your database ever again. Get more with less as the industry shifts, guys, as far as the market shifts. Like this is a huge win for 2023. We look forward to working with you, and thank you for your time.